Hello, in this video, we're going to be looking at a few additional features of MS Project that will be useful for you as you create and maintain your schedules. So one of the things that what is useful to do is to view the critical path. So to do that is quick and easy. Once you've set up your schedule and put in your dependencies and so on, click on the Format tab and click on Critical tasks, and you'll see the ones in this sort of orange color is the critical path, which agrees with the textbook as well. So it's consistent there. So that's useful. The next thing is tracking progress in your schedule. So for example, it's useful that as activities are completed, they're marked as complete, or if they're in progress, they can be marked that way as well. So let's say we're at a certain point in the project. It's early in the project, and we've completed the 3 day initiate the project. We click on this icon, which is 100%. That also achieves the milestone, so we can click on that. And for plan the project, let's say we are 50% done. Now it's very kind of useful to use these icons because, trying to say that you are 50% done versus 55.2% is very difficult. So the 0, 25, 50, 75, 100 is a good rule of thumb to get into. So here we are, and we can see a couple of things happened there. You notice that when we completed this one, the initiate the project, that task became non-critical. It's because it's done. The critical path is only what's in front of us. So the task plan the project, which is 50% complete, is still the orange color and is still therefore on the critical path. So this is quite a useful thing to do. Now, a little bit more on costs. Let's go back to the resource sheet for a moment. And there is an additional type of cost which you've noticed when you've been entering resources. There are work resources, material resources, and cost resources. And this is the one that we want to talk about. And it's for costs that don't fit into the other two, essentially. Let's say that we would like to do, for example, an end of project celebration. This would be appropriate to set up as a cost. And the thing that's different here is we don't indicate the cost at this point. We do it later. So I'll show you how to do that. You do it when you allocate it into your schedule. So let's go back to our Gantt chart, and we would be incurring this cost during the close the project task. That makes sense. So we'll go there. We will add it in, and we will put in our estimated cost. Let's say we're budgeting $300. That then adds it there and indicates the dollar amount, which is shown right in the schedule. So that's that last type of cost. So one other type of cost, just for completeness, is what's called a fixed cost. So we will actually, what I would like to do is to go to the cost table. Okay, we'll just scroll up to the top. Notice that our $300 that we previously put was added. It was added actually there. And let's say that, for the sake of argument, that we would like to, that our project, we're going to add a consultant, a management consultant who is going to charge us $10,000, and we want that cost to prorate across the entire project time frame. Well, we'll just go into this fixed cost column, add the $10,000 there. Now, when I press enter, watch what happens to the total cost. It will increase by $10,000. Now, fixed costs can be added to either the overall project, which is what I did. It can be entered at a summary level, or it can be added to an individual task. So it depends on where the cost is and how you want it to spread across the project. Speaking of that, for any cost, you can indicate whether the cost prorates across the duration or if it's at the start or the end of the duration. So those are when you can get into more fine tuning. The default is for prorating. I'm just going to remove that fixed cost for now and take us back to our usual amount. Um, so let's just set ourselves back to entry for now. The last thing I want to show you is reports that you can run. There are various reports that are available to you. We're just going to show you two. One is the project overview. And this gives you a sort of a snapshot of how the project's doing. It's 7% complete, and that's based upon the activities that I indicated were complete in the previous steps. So that we're indicated as 7%. At a phase level, initiating is 100%, planning is 50% done, zero time on executing or closing. And here's our upcoming milestones. Any late tasks would be here. So that's one report. Let's go back and look at a cost report. Cash flow is an interesting report. And this shows us the amount of costs that we've incurred so far based on our tasks that have been complete. We have uh, uh, consumed just over $4,800, and we have $51,000, almost $52,000 left. And this shows it again by phase and so on. Now, this report isn't that useful because it's being shown by quarter, which is not all that useful. So let's edit the time frame and switch it from quarters to weeks. And now we can see that the expected distribution of costs per week. And we can see that it starts slow, builds in the middle, and then starts to drop off to the end, which is often the normal distribution of cost during a project. So that's an overview of a few additional features, and that's the end of the video.